Optimizing Indexes. Introduction. The Optimizing Indexes module provides you with the instructions and devices to develop your hands-on skills in the following topics. Creating dynamic management objects to verify current index usage and identifying missing indexes using dynamic management objects. Exam objectives. Two exam objectives are covered in this lab. First, demonstrate how to query dynamic management objects to obtain information about the current index usage. And the second is demonstrate how to identify missing indexes using dynamic management objects. Next. Exercise 1. Querying dynamic management objects to verify the current usage. Dynamic management objects, or DMOs, are a set of SQL Server objects. They are stored in the system schema. They help you monitor the activities of the server and instances. They track the resources used by the server instances activities. The DMO provides information regarding the connections, sessions, transactions, and SQL statements. Process and so on of a database schema. In addition, the DMOs also track the server workload, workload distribution, high workload areas, and so on. You can use the DMO provided information to troubleshoot in case of a breakdown in any of the server activities. The troubleshooting process can include altering the query statement, gaining information about the indexes to optimize indexing strategy, or terminating a block session. The DMOs extract the information and display in the form of views known as dynamic management views. The DMOs also display the information as table valid function known as dynamic management function. In this exercise, you will learn to use DMOs to obtain information about the current index usage. Task 1. Work with DMO to track current index usage. Indexes are temporary lookup tables. They facilitate the database search engine to speed up the data retrieval process. An efficient index must optimize the table reading process in other words, an index must read only the required information from the table in a logical manner to ensure minimum workload. To design an effective index design, you need to consider the following essential information: knowledge of the database design, data distribution in the tables, and query patterns to extract data, and so on. The DMOs help in creating an efficient indexing strategy by obtaining information and indexes. Some of the indexing DMOs that help retrieve current indexing information in the form of DMVs and DMFs are as follows: sys.dm-db-index-usage-stats. It tracks the number of indexes currently in use or that has been used in the past. sys.dm-db-index-operational-stats. It tracks the usage pattern of the current indexes in use. sys.dm-db-missing-index-details or sys.dm-db-missing-index-group-stats. It tracks the missing indexes in the database schema. The following fields in DMV sys.dm-db-index-usage-stats provide information about the index. User-6. It lists the number of index 6 in the table. User-scans. It shows the number of index scans performed on the table. User-lookups. It displays the number of index lookups in the table. User-updates. It shows the number of insert, update, and delete operations performed on the table. The sys-indexes view contains details about each index or group of tabular objects such as table, view, or table-valued functions. The details in columnar form of the view include index-id, object-id, type, type-disk, and so on. In this task, you will learn to use sys.dm-db-index-usage-stats and sys.indexes to obtain current index usage information. Step 1. Ensure you have powered on the required devices and connect to PLAB SQL01. Step 2. From the PLAB SQL01 lista, click Start and click the Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio. To connect, the Connect to Server dialog box appears. From the Server Type drop-down list, click Database Engine. In the Server Name text box, type PLAB SQL01 and click Connect. Step 3. The SQL Server Management Studio window opens. In the Object Explorer, click to expand the Databases folder. Step 4. To select the database from the list of databases, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CPP3. To create a new query from the query ribbon, click New Query. Step 5. The new query pane opens. Step 6. To use sys.dm-db-index-usage-stats and sys-indexes and extract index usage information, type the following query in the new query pane. This query extracts fields such as user-6, user-scans, user-lookups, user-updates from sys.dm-db-index-usage-stats. DMV. The sys.dm-db-index-usage-stats view is joined with sys.indexes view using inner join. The inner join checks for matching index-IDs and object-IDs, where the object parity function is passed with parameters s.object-id and expression is user table. The expression checks whether the object is a user table. Step 7. To run a query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 8. To view the rest of the fields from index-usage-stats view, scroll horizontally to the right of the result pane. The fields, the rest of the fields are now visible. Next, exercise 2, identifying missing indexes using dynamic management objects. You can use two methods to identify missing indexes. The methods are as follows. Query the DMO to return the information and missing indexes. Include the execution plan of the query to identify the missing indexes. You can use the following DMOs to help identify the missing indexes. sys.db-dm-missing-index-group-stats. It provides summarized information about the missing index groups. sys.db-dm-missing-index-groups. It gives information about the missing indexes included in a specific group of missing indexes. sys.db-m-dm-missing-index-details. It displays detailed information about the missing indexes. sys.db-dm-missing-index-columns. It gives information about the database table fields that are not having an index. In this exercise, you will learn to use execution plan and DMO to identify missing indexes. Task 1. Work with the execution plan of the query to identify a missing index. You will execute a query that requires reference to an index. However, the index is missing in the table. The execution plan will suggest the inclusion of the missing index and provide details of the missing query. In this task, you will identify the missing index from the execution plan of the query. Step 1. To create a new query. To trigger the missing index suggestion from the query pane, click New Query. Type the following query in the New Query pane. This query retrieves customer key, first name, birth date, and marital status field from the DIM customer table of those customers whose first name is Julio. Step 2. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query ran successfully and the result set is displayed. Step 3. To check the query performance, click the query menu and click Include Actual Execution Plan. Include Actual Execution Plan. Step 4. To rerun the query, click Execute or press F5. The query ran successfully and the result set is displayed. in the result pane along with the Execution Plan tab. Step 5. To view the execution plan of the query, click Execution Plan. Click Execution Plan tab from the result pane. The complete execution plan of the current query. On the top section of the result pane, notice that the missing index message appears. Step 6. To view the missing index details, right-click on the message. From the context menu, click Missing Index Details. Step 7. The missing index details appear in the query pane. Task 2. Work with DMOs to identify a missing index. You will use the combination of sys.dm-db-missing-index-groups and sys.dm-db-missing-index-groups group-stats DMOs to identify the missing index in the following query. Step 1. To create a new query from the query pane, click New Query. To implement the DMO to identify the missing index, type the following query in the New Query pane. This query uses 3 DMVs. The result of the query is sorted by index advantage. The query uses inner join to join the DMVs. The SQL Server Optimizer identifies the missing indexes and provides the result set in the form of a table. Step 2. To run the query, click Execute or press F5. The query runs successfully and the result set is displayed. Close all active windows. Summary. You covered the following activities in this module: querying dynamic management objects to verify current index usage, and identify missing indexes using dynamic management objects.